Good evening, all. Welcome back again for round two of the grand finals of the Zelda 200% All Keys tournament. Just a quick recap. We have LordofUltima and justinman114. Lordo has a 1-0 lead. This is a re-race of Game 2. We had some tech issues in the first attempt at Game 2, so we're going to try this one here again. Joined on comms once again by Aaron and Chosen. Half hour later, how are you two doing?
Hey, I'm doing just about the same as I was 30 minutes ago, keeping steady pace here. So this is hopefully going to be a good one if we can get the entire race in with Lordo's tech issues. But justinman114 is last year's 4th place finisher, and Justin just had a tough first match after an XP mistake in P2, which he was unable to come back from. LordofUltima, last year's runner-up, he's 1-0. He had some tech difficulties a moment ago, so hopefully things will be okay. But a win for him is a tournament victory. Justin needs a win if he wants to stay alive and force that Game 3, so good luck to both runners. In the booth with me, almost past his bedtime, is Aaron with all of the same information from earlier.
Yo, thanks, Chosen. Again, it is my privilege to be here doing commentary for this excellent race. We had a weird one in the first race with some unfortunate experience for Justin. Second race was a bad experience for Lordo for a completely different angle. And now here we are, Game 2, Part 2, or attempt number 2.
And Magic Cave is life in Z2. Both runners trying to do this frame perfect cave, and they're trying to get that bag just like earlier. Let's see if they can do it, and let's see if one runner will be ahead on XP, or if we'll have a level playing field once again.
We saw Justin take the bop, so now he's just hoping for something, and man, he missed a lot of things there, and no bag for him either, but Lordo did get one, so advantage Lordo.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate start for Justin, and that also means that Lordo does still have bubble skip and reverse bubble skip set up, while Justin Man cannot use his normal bubble skip notes to set up the two skips, and so he'll be going off the cuff here, just reacting to spawn as they show up.
Yeah, there's too much of a delay for those notes to help, unless he knows something that nobody else really knows.
Yeah, unfortunately, Unos did not do situations for Magic Cave mistakes as well, so we don't... Ooh, and Lordo does the slink from 2 tiles away. Sets it up nicely. Justin does get the first skip, so that's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I do recall, different ways both runners are handling these notes. I believe Lordo has actually made it his background, the notes that he uses, so he just has to look at the game or at the computer screen, right next to his game to figure it out. Justin, however, walks it. I think his notes are sticky notes attached to his TV, or at least they were at some point.
Yeah, I believe you're correct on that. And Lordo gets into P1 at 157 while Justin is doing the final skip, and looks like he's going to enter P1 at 206.
That's still faster than both of them were last time, I think.
Perhaps. I don't remember anymore, and that race doesn't even count.
Right, we should pretend like it didn't happen at all.
Yeah, because if this was going to be scripted to be exactly like the first race, Justin would need to lose beams in this room, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen again.
Absolutely. And again, Lordo's just fine on experience. Justin's going to need either a lucky random 50 bag or double 200s to get through this with attack 4. And I mean, he's going to really want it. That first race was painful I don't think he found a single bag the entire time and ended up 3 experience short at the end.
Yeah, that always hurts. And we saw him just with Link just staring at that bag thinking, oh no, and all the ramifications of what he has just done to himself, and that's not a good feeling. So he definitely doesn't want a repeat of that. He's going to be a lot more careful counting and doing math this run, I'm sure.
In reference to LordofUltima's different colors on the screen, Somebody mentioned it in chat before, but I believe it is something actually wrong with his system. So yeah, he's just flipped some chords to do that, to switch some of the colors. So there's no advantage, no actual adjustment to the game itself. Just sometimes some fun and sometimes some terrible color mixes for us.
Lordo takes 2 hits off of the Chewy's hammers there, trying to get to the key, but does take attack 2. Justin gets in clean with the reverse key grab. A nice Chewy kill there for Justin, but is still on attack 1.
Yeah, that Chewy gave Justin a little bit of time back. He's still working on the smalls just in case. You kill enough of them, it gives you another chance at a 50p bag. And especially with that bot bridge coming up, having one lined up right there is pretty convenient.
So now it's Lordo this run that is without beams going into the downstairs. And we won't see Lordo taking life 2, as he does have the chance to get attack 4 with only a single 200 bag. So Justin will have an easier time in this downstairs room beaming the bubbles.
Yeah, you lose maybe a second over the course of the entire thing if you don't have beams. Nope, got a jar there, so it looks like Justin is not going to get the lucky 50.
You always want to check for that miracle 50 bag in P1 before entering this next room, which is the candle room, because once you take life 2, you can no longer use that 50 bag to your advantage. You would still need the 200 bags at that point.
And yeah, so Justin is already committed to life 2, which makes total sense. You don't really have enough bots to go both ways with it. And if I remember right, we did some math, and it's something like a 32% chance if you get 2 bag checks to CF50, just because they're both 1 and 8, and, well, you can do the math.
Yeah, the only time I've ever done 2 rounds of kills for a total of 12 small kills was when I had those first room bots that are high up on the first key room jump down at me, and had 4 quick bot kills there right off the bat. But otherwise, you're just wasting time if you're trying to kill that many bots. And Justin does get the first 200 bag there. So did Lordo. Lordo is going to be looking at attack 4, while Justin still needs 1 more 200 bag to set up attack 4.
Yep, and if he gets it, that's just going to be even Steven. That's kind of what we're hoping for. You know, as commentators, as maybe as viewers, we want to see this race be as even as possible, as long as possible.
Hey, nobody wants it more than Justin right now. Am I right? So, really hoping for a 200 bag on this next Iron Knuckle kill here. Let's all keep our fingers crossed, and there it is. There's the bag, so we're going to have attack 4 across the board for both runners.
Nice. Oh, he's actually going to be slightly ahead in levels leaving here, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, it's actually kind of nice to take life 2 in Jump Cave. It lets you go kamikaze on the gorillas without any concern, but here we go. Attack 4, he's got to be ecstatic, especially after both of the runs earlier today.
So ecstatic that he had a Trav key grab, trying to grab that key that dropped from the boss.
I've always wondered how much time you save versus just standing there and stabbing it backwards or something.
True. On average, you'd probably end up saving time if you're prone to a Trav grab. But yeah, we're usually trying to save the extra time by grabbing that behind us as we're already walking toward the statue to place the gem.
Well, if there's one thing that Zelda 2 is known for, it's known for all of the various swag things that you can do here or there, which may or may not save a whole lot of time, but you still got to do them.
Yeah, if you're not doing the Z2 swag, are you even playing the game? That's the question I posed tonight.
So as we're getting through Jump Cave, again, Lordo is up 1-0, and both of our racers, he's the one that has not won a... well, actually, it was his first finals win, but he hasn't actually won the overall tournament. I think it's his second year doing this. I don't know if he did it a while back or not. I didn't see him in any recent stuff unless he was one of those fun people who races under crazy names.
Yeah, I don't know if that was ever something that happened, but I can check right now to see. As far as I know, this was Lordo's second year in the tournament because he was doing a lot of work, like we talked about earlier, just trying to figure out how Attack 3 even worked. Because most of the time when we see Lordo running, he's very reset heavy on PB attempts, and without Attack 4, Lordo would not be proceeding through the game on a PB attempt run. And looking at the 2019 or the 2020 tournament names, I'm not seeing Lordo in the bracket. So looks like this is his second year in the tournament.
All right, and yeah, just a little bit of a recap from what I can remember. I believe because this is actually one of the longer running game tournaments, like consecutive. There's a whole lot of ones that have started in the last 5 or 6 years, but this one, to my knowledge, goes back at least 8. I think it was 2005, 2015, 16, 17. Dude won. I think 2017 was Dude over ProJN. 2018 was Anti over Rez. Although I think the actual name was something along the lines of Icy Boy 69420.
Good name.
2019 was Justin over React. 2020 was TGH over React, and then 2021 React over Lordo. So there's not a ton of variance in the last few years, but I mean we have a number of racers who are just really, really good, and they continue to stay at the top of the game year after year.
So Lordo with a 0 encounter walk to Bagu. Justin has already taken 1 encounter in the swamp. And Goomba in chat asking if this is a winner plays Dude. And actually Dude played just a little while ago tonight and took 3rd place in the tournament. So this is your finals. The winner of these 3 matches, if it does go to 3, or the winner, if it's Lordo after 2, then this is your champion between these 2 runners.
Yeah, the last round was actually a 100% rematch from last year. The exact same 4 people playing the same matchups, but there was one difference in that Justin Man got through React to get here, and Lordo beat Dude to do this. So even though Dude was in race 1, still it didn't really matter. That was just they were just running all together for convenience.
Yeah, so Dude did win earlier tonight, but that was to take 3rd place. That was the bronze match between React and Dude earlier tonight.
Yeah, it just so happened that the best time for everyone to race was the same time.
And so this time around, Lordo has full life, so we might see him skip Magic here and just take Magic 2 in Death Mountain, and that is what Lordo's going to do.
Yeah, Lordo does not usually do late Magic, if I remember right. So some people do. It's kind of a popular thing with a lot of runners who are learning the game newer, who have come up in the last couple of years. Myself and probably yourself included.
Yeah, and Justin included as well, as far as I know, is going to wait until Palace 3 to take Magic 2.
We'll see if either of them take Life 3 down here. Sometimes people do, sometimes they don't. I think a lot of the top-end players try to postpone it in case it's needed at the end of P3 or the end of P2, or just P3 because there's plenty of experience in P3, and usually end up taking some hits.
Lordo keeps his beams after that Moblin bot room, first room of Death Mountain, that we often lose our beams in. It is nice to keep your beams for the 3rd room, as there are bots and bats coming down from the ceiling trying to get at Link, and we see Justin lose his beams in the 1st room, and Lordo still having some trouble with those bats. That's a very difficult section to get through without taking a hit.
Right, and the other thing we see here, a little bit of experience routing divergence. Justin Man has, we knew he wasn't going to take Magic 2, but he also forsook Life 3, so he's just going to go through with what he's got the rest of the way here. Get to attack 5 as soon as possible.
Yeah, it looks like, or doesn't look like it yet, but I have a feeling we're going to see Lordo also skip Life 3 until probably Palace 2.
That was a bit of a weird room for Lordo. He you could see him grimacing on his own personal display there, just not happy, like missed the double hit on the Red Daira. These guys, double hits on Red Dairas is what Death Mountain is about. So to see him just kind of not do it and do like the crouching stab was a little unusual.
Yes, agree. And yeah, Lordo just also skipped Life 3. So next level we'll see each runner take will be attack 5. Oh, another jar for Lordo. That's the second one. So Justin does have an XP advantage. And another bag for Justin. He's up almost at 800 XP while Lordo is right around 450.
And it's probably, it's not going to really matter, but we might see it linger that way just because Lordo's drops are going to be on higher experience enemies, I think, for a little while. Or, yeah, because I think it'll end up being the next one will be the Red Daira on the bridge. Not exactly sure how it got pushed back one, but that's what it seems to be.
Oh, well, that'd be Chewy Skip. It looked like Lordo took Chewy Skip because he had already secured attack 4 in P1, and then Justin had to kill that final Iron Knuckle in P1 for his final 200 drop.
Right, sorry, that was actually kind of obvious now that I think about it.
Lordo does get the 200 bag on that final red IK before the hammer.
And now both of them are getting some experience, which I'm sure they both would have rather had, before. But I don't know, it's something about the timing, I think, when you have attack 4 in these places that tends to lean towards getting the bags more than the jars. You actually kind of want the jars a little bit more, especially in this cave. And that's exactly the reason why is what Lordo is doing right now, to get the beams, just to make sure you have beams for those Aikmans, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, absolutely. It's beams definitely make this last room before you exit the Hammer Cave easier, so you can take care of both Aikman. Justin doing a nice job at that, turning around and killing that Aikman for a couple extra XP before grabbing the magic container. And Lordo's already heading out of the Death Mountain area.
Yeah, nice exit again. So far, both players are having a fairly decent run. Justin's just not quite there. Some P1 stuff. Really, the separation right now might be everything that happened before P1, accounting for the bulk of it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And I mean, plenty of things to come that could equalize this run between Boulder Dash and P2 Swamp Walks. So Lordo's lead is not in any way safe at this point.
Yeah, there's another small slip again. It didn't hurt him. It's perfectly fine. Just those sorts of things that can irritate you as a runner and start to, it's the prelude to something else that you gotta kind of grit your teeth through.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like the snowball thing. It's like you're playing perfectly, everything's going your way, and then one thing happens, and I don't know if it's tilt or if it's just your timing becomes off, but it feels like it can lead to more encounters, as we saw one for Lordo on the way to Boulder Dash. He did take an encounter there. Justin setting up the road encounter nicely on the Boulder Dash tile after doing the L-Hot strat there. Unlike Lordo, who just walked straight up into the desert area.
Yeah, Lordo got the unfortunate fairy, which then set up the third encounter. So that was probably one of the that would probably be a reset in a run, getting 2.5 encounters all on the 3 encounters if you count the forced one.
Lordo grabbing the magic now, and Justin shortly behind, also grabbing that medicine container. Not taking a death abuse this run, as magic is full.
Yeah, if you count the magic level, they're tied basically.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I actually looked at that backwards. Never mind. That actually means that Justin's a little bit further behind than it seems.
You had me convinced even for a moment there. Yeah, exactly. It looks like both of them have a good walk out of the grass area, heading toward Fairy Town. No happy Thanksgiving for Lordo, and a happy Thanksgiving to Justin, getting that back spawn and not taking the extra road encounter.
So we get virtually synced town sequences. We can measure to the 10th of the second who does the town better. No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, Lordo was up in the Z2 Discord talking about having to stock that broth. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that impacts his Thanksgiving or not.
Yeah, now there's going to be extra broth to unstock, or to stock. Extra stock to stock? Restock the stock?
Oh, brother.
Did you have that one written down?
No.
All
right. Sorry, it's a town. There's not a whole lot to say in a town.
Oh, exactly. I mean, both players pick up down stab now, and they're about to talk to this lady, hand over the medicine that can bring life back to sick people in town, and now about to get the fairy spell, which they will take and head to P2 just after getting a heart container. And quite interesting right now is Justin is at 1,929 XP, has a drop coming up in the heart cave. If it's a bag, that's going to be attack 5 before even entering P2. So that'll be cool to see.
Yeah, so there might be a bit of an advantage with Justin Man being able to skip a lot of things. But I don't know. The later stuff that you skip is the more important, like all those skellies in the room where the things shoot at you. Like that one's terrible to try to fight those guys.
Both having a good walk to Heart Cave here. And yeah, this is where we'll see whether or not Justin can get a 200 point bag off of this blue Gorilla. And it is a bag, so there's attack 5 for Justin.
I think it's a boomerang right in the gut. It's perfect. I'll get this heart. You won't get the fairy out of the room. Neither of them got that, unfortunately, but that's more likely than not to be the case anyway.
So when we get into Palace 2, Lordo will have to kill enemies until reaching that attack 5 point, whereas Justin can basically skip everything. Probably will want life 3, and then we'll just need 200 XP before getting to Helmet Head.
Lordo got the perfect spawn set. Well, maybe not perfect because the first one was a fairy, but did not have to take the half encounter that Justin just did to regulate everything.
Oh yeah, and Justin took the one road encounter and then having a nice walk. So a half encounter walk for Justin, 0 encounter walk for Lordo, and we're in P2.
No, there's still no... this is something to do with the hardware that Lordo is doing. Like, he's actually messed with the system, not the software. The game should be the same as any other cartridge.
Lordo got a jar drop on that first Chewy, and I even got confused by it because it looked blue, and I was thinking, why did a blue jar drop? But that is, in fact, a red jar. And Justin's taking life 3. Justin won't need any more levels, just about 160 more XP before getting to the boss, and that's all Justin will need to kill.
Yeah, we'll see how comfortable he is skipping stuff. I imagine he is, but sometimes some people really don't like to do those things. Especially like the orange IKs can be a bit of a pain.
Yeah, perhaps. And the only thing you do want to do when you're in this palace is you start thinking about your Palace 5 drop, and you just try to exit on the drop that you're comfortable with. I think Justin likes to set up the large drop on that final Chewy that has the key, similar to the P1 room. Get a large drop there, and then kill maybe another thing or two, just to set up that later drop.
Right, sorry, I had my finger on the button. I was trying to press it down, but it was already down. So there we go. Anyway. Sorry, what I was going to say is that I think Lordo is pretty much fine to skip just about everything, too. There's certain enemies that you just don't really want to skip. So the big ones are getting through the fairy room without having to fight those red IKs. That's really nice. And then the entire end sequence. And again, the Stalfoses, so he should be fine otherwise.
Justin took damage earlier. We just saw him queue up life, I believe, and so we're going to queue up life so we have beams for this bot bridge. Bot's always trying to give trouble, trying to knock you in that lava, so you want to do everything you can to make that as safe as possible, and beams are certainly helpful. Yeah, skipping the first orange IK, throwing the beam, and not successful on stunning the bubble, so he does take a little bit of damage on those orange IKs you were talking about, Aaron.
It's that second one is the big problem there, I think, so. Oh well, it's okay. He's got plenty of life.
Block room giving Lordo just a little bit of trouble, but gets through there. Lordo opting to kill the red IKs for XP, as they are each worth 100 points. You get more bang for your buck than you do off of killing the 50-point orange IKs.
Yeah, and Lordo not using the fairy in the room, just going ahead and killing the things. I mean, he's absolutely guaranteed now. Well, I guess he still has to get to 300 above, but so maybe a little bit of time caught back up for Justin just ferrying through the entire room.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see Lordo get attack 5 here in the block room. That allows you to attempt to kill the Moa as you go down this next elevator. If you have attack 4, the Moa would be 3 hits, and it's very difficult, if not impossible, to kill this Moa. And he does not kill it, so even with attack 5. And there's his drop. It was a bag, which she probably would have liked to see one of those in earlier in Death Mountain. But neither runner actually killing that Moa, as Justin also left it alive to drop fire throughout the room.
I always appreciate that little delay that people do coming in. Well, Lordo does it, and I've seen Dude do it. Justin kind of did it, but not at the beginning of the room. Just after he bounced off the Skelly, paused just a little bit. Just to keep those little statue beams from hitting you, because otherwise they're pretty much guaranteed to.
Yeah, exactly. And so Lordo's grabbing the upstairs Chewy key. And we see Justin in the same room about to high five. There they are.
You say high five in reference to those tin suits always reminds me of when you kill 2 of them when they're running on top of each other at the same time.
Oh, yes.
Also sometimes called that the group hug.
Lordo doing a nice job jumping under that Chewy to skip that. Always nice to see that. Looks cool.
Now, I'll see if he kills this red one or if he does 2 in the last room. I don't think his drop's coming up anytime soon, but he skips that one. I guess he's clear already. Never mind. He only needed 100.
Yeah, both runners are clear on XP at this point. It's just about setting up your drop to the point that you want it at this point.
All right, it's time to rate that helmet head fight.
Hey, I give that one a 10. I mean, what can you do better than what Lordo just displayed?
Yeah, everything short of some like hyper down tapping is perfect. And now Justin is preparing us for there we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Just. That I can't give that a 10. I mean, I think you probably knew that, but that was obviously not what Justin was aiming for going into that fight.
All right, and Justin waited long enough to leave the menu so that it screwed up the heal bars and made him look kind of goofy.
Gets the random walk as well in the swamp, and unfortunately taking an encounter just before the road. I was watching Justin's screen and didn't see how many encounters Lordo got, but he's already in Shield Town.
I don't think he was clear. I thought he got one, but maybe I missed it. Justin doing pretty good, though.
Yeah.
So now we have the late shield, which is mostly done as an offset here to get to P3, make the walks all nice and safe, and to save some of those encounters. It is a mild time loss, something like 5 seconds if you do everything perfectly, but when does perfect ever happen when it comes to encounter skips?
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of things to manipulate encounters, including stabs, which are losing time, and pausing in the overworld to take a look at what an encounter looks like. So all of those things are technically losing time, yet just set us up for safer overworld walks that on average are time gains. And so that's just another one of those things we do that gives us better overworld walks, but loses a little bit of time if you were otherwise able to do walks perfectly.
Yeah, I think I explained this to someone, and they told me that it sounded like when NASCAR drivers talk about all the things they do when they're not just turning left.
Are there other things you need to do? I was not aware. I thought you just had to crank that wheel and hit the gas.
I'm sure there are.
No, I don't know. So Lordo got a jar on the way in and left it there. Doesn't need the magic. Didn't want the magic. But takes life 3.
Oh yeah, the way NASCAR is set up, even on those nice ovals and the 4-turn tracks, there's a whole lot of when you isolate out all of the major variables, you're just left with all the small ones that you have to do perfectly. And there's a lot of that in Zelda too, because it's there's a lot of just holding a direction for long periods of time.
True, and I guess the encounters in Zelda 2 in the overworld are equal to the other racers in the NASCAR races that you're trying to deal with.
True. I was always more of an open wheel racing fan, so although when Champ Car died, my interest kind of died with it. So the way people use magic in P3 is always kind of interesting. Pay attention to. Justin picked up the magic too, so he's got the full bar, but Lordo should have, and I think he will by skipping that guy, is going to get magic 3 off of the red IK on the raft in the raft room.
Yeah, I mean, some runners like to have jump to go through the lava room. Lordo feels confident enough to go through it jump less, and that's probably going to be the main difference you see between people who like to delay magic 2 is just so they have that magic available to use jump in this room. But again, I mean, that is costing you menus, and when you do PB attempts to the extent that Lordo does, I mean, every menu is lost time. So I think that's why we see some runners do this room without the jump spell.
Yeah, now Justin should be able to cast Fairy and then still have the full magic bar, which is good. You can still cast Jump and I think have a life cast afterward just in case. sometimes Rebo gets a little out of pocket on you.
Yeah. And we might. There's also a chance at a jar here that turns out to be an IK a lot of the time. And it is a jar for Lordo, so he's going to fill up his magic meter.
So he got a jar from Forever Man, and in the first race kept getting men out of the always jar. So everything's a little topsy-turvy for Lordo today.
And Justin won't even check for the jar as he's already got a lot of magic. And I mean, as far as the fill up after the gem goes, he's already down 2 bars of life, so 2 bars of magic fill up is not going to cost any additional time, as the fill up's already 2 bars long anyway. Alright, Lordo's downstairs, making his way toward Rebo, and Justin just heading out of the Minecraft room where he just bowled himself a strike. Or maybe I should have used a NASCAR term. Had I known anything about what a perfect NASCAR thing looks like, I could have started rating Minecraft rooms based on NASCAR things.
You know, I think calling it a perfect pit stop would actually feel very appropriate.
There we go. It was kind of like a pit stop, right? Going down for a key?
Yeah, just got to pull over the pits here and get a refill, get some oil. Okay, oil isn't right.
That IK was giving Lordo a lot of trouble, like constantly leaving the screen to the left there, and finally, oh no, the key didn't drop because the IK was killed off screen for Lordo. Lordo can't win today.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh, I've actually never seen this. I've heard of this. I have never actually seen it before.
This is the curse of Game 2s for Lordo. This is his 4th Game 2 final match in 2 years. And in 2 of them, he soft-locked, and in a third, had an equipment failure.
Oh, man. And, like, the music doesn't even start back up. It's just silence and sword sounds. Oh, so there's just nothing Lordo can do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's so terrible. Like, I don't know. And I'm sure we had the situation before. Even though this is a much more interesting run for Justin, I mean, we know this can happen. This can happen to anybody if things just don't quite work the way you want them to.
Question asked in chat, is up plus A allowed to continue this run? And no, up A is not allowed in all keys. So this is considered a soft lock that Lordo's unable to get out of. There's not a way to get Link to proceed past this point and stay within all keys rules. He's even trying to ferry, and that's not working either, so.
And to put what I mentioned in reference, last year, the first Game 2 match, he had to... there was actually a re-race because... I'm sorry, I have Lordo's audio on, and it was just very interesting there. Great. Perfect reboot fight. But yeah, last year in Game 2, he soft-locked out of P2. The experience ticked out and it soft-locked. So, yeah, you can't up A in this at all, and it wouldn't matter anyway. He'd basically have to require Justin Man to game over to have a chance because you're losing something like 4 minutes, and that's not something you can do in this at this level.
I think the fact that Lordo is not forfeiting in the race room must make me think he just doesn't want to alert Justin to this yet, so Justin continue his race without being affected. And Perhaps that's his way of saying I don't even want to ask Justin to re-race this again. I'm not sure. I'm not speaking for Lordo. That's just my guess based on what's happening right now.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's so bizarre to have it happen. To any of these things happen once. Like, it can happen. We know, like, hardware can screw up, soft lock, stuff like that. But yeah, just to the curse of game twos for Lordo just continues.
And one consideration is the earlier technical difficulties were out of Lordo's control. Whereas when it comes to soft locks, I think what we usually say is, despite how difficult, or despite how the situation that a soft lock puts you into, it is technically player error. I mean, transitioning a screen during an XP level up, that's something a player could catch on their own before transitioning. Something like killing Rebo off screen. It is something we're technically aware of. So if that occurs, do we say that's player error as well? I mean, I guess it technically is. It's a little bit different than the level up off during the screen transition.
Yeah, in this case, it's very difficult to think about that because this almost never happens. Like, I've never had it happen to me. I think most of the major players have probably seen it happen once or twice, but it's so incredibly uncommon. The soft locks for experience are so much more likely.
And Lordo gets a bag. Try to be like real excited about it, like it's like normal for him to be doing this right now in the race. And he's on his way to bubble skip, checking those notes. You know, he's got him as his background on the desktop.
Yeah, and Justin again is having a very good run. He's not quite on PB pace, but he's not too far away. So it's definitely, I think, not informing him of what's going on is probably doing him a bit of a favor. Maybe he'll be able to crush this one out and finish with some sort of PB time.
Yeah, that would be very nice to see for Justin. Lordo gets bubble skip.
I believe it was +7 at Darunia. He probably lost some time with the one encounter. Maybe. I don't know what he did in his PB like 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's like a little bit tough to see the color of the splits. But at Palace 3, it was green, right? I'm seeing that right? Oh no, Justin went down by accident out of the magic container encounter, so has to rewalk the screen.
Well, it's sometime. It's not too bad though.
I mean, if we're talking PB, like, you know how tight PBs can be, and it's like just that extra 5 or 6 seconds to rewalk that screen just does not feel great.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I've never got a PB that was less than like 40 seconds.
I think my last few PBs were about 3 seconds each. Alright, Lordo's already in GP.
Oh, sorry. I refuse to think that I'm going to jinx anything that's happening here. I think what was it? I wasn't doing comms for it, but the race that you had chosen with Justin, where you did PB and Justin almost on his own end, which was just both just absolutely amazing races.
Yeah, of course. Justin had the race, the race of the whole tournament that day when I PB'd against him. Very happy for Justin on that. Is chat blaming us like commentators curse on Justin? Is that what's happening? Am I reading that right?
I assume.
Wait, wasn't it Light who asked Us, whether what Justin's plus or minus was? I feel like I remember Light asking and starting the conversation.
Game 3 is scheduled tomorrow. I forget the exact time. Give me a moment.
Oh, I have it here. It's 9 p.m. and it's going to be on Zelda Speedruns.
And we have to thank the wonderful people at Zelda Speedruns for putting on just the absolute majority of our races, I think, this year they've managed to do. I mean, once the tournament has started, I know it's what we were doing before was pretty hit or miss, and it was really difficult to get everyone on, but it's just been excellent to work with. And yeah.
I always enjoy like every aspect of ZSR, just watching a race, commentating a race on ZSR, or just being a runner whose race is on ZSR. It always adds some excitement. It's good time all around.
Yeah, and the crew here is very user friendly. They don't get too serious. I mean, there's obviously rules and stuff, but there's not quite as well. I don't need to talk about anybody else.
All right, so Justin just did the second key room, took a death abuse. Let's try NASCAR. So we're doing pit stop, right? Perfect pit stop is if he does a perfect Minecraft room, right? So what are the levels of this? What happens if he doesn't do a perfect room? Is that like, subpar pit stop, and then we're just replacing? All we're doing is replacing the word Minecraft room with pit stop. Is that how it works?
I think that's when one of the lug nuts gets stuck.
Ooh, I like this. Yeah, Lugnut didn't. Ooh, he dug down into a block he didn't intend to. That Lugnut got stuck.
I mean, occasionally, the guy who's putting in fuel, which you think would be the easiest thing of the different things to do, can accidentally dribble all over the vehicle or something along those lines. But it's not super. Pit stops are really just about getting that precision in and not hitting anybody in pit lane, which seems to be a problem sometimes.
Oh gosh. What happens if you dig way too far down and you have to cast jump? I'm gonna call it now. That's whoops, we accidentally put bald tires on the car. Give me a sec. I'll get some fresh ones on there.
You could do that. You could say, I'm trying to think of something else here.
Oh no, the bubble escaped on Justin. He did a nice little turnaround stab though to stun it, and I think it went down the elevator. At least left him alone.
Yeah, he handled that pretty well. I was thinking it could also be somebody speeds in the in the pit lane and has to go back to pit lane as a penalty.
Well, we didn't get to use any of those metaphors because Justin had good pit stops across the board today, all 3 Minecraft rooms.
Yes, excellent job. Definitely getting the crew chief award today.
All right, Justin in the final key room, always jumping at the last possible moment to not be affected by these raw heads. Taking the final... killing the IK, or attempting to kill the IK there, potentially wanting to skip death abuse. Did Justin take... for some reason I can't remember now, but if you're at 2 lives left, then you didn't take an accidental death, because now, no accidental death, because he has 1 extra life left. That's normal. Yeah, that's taking all of the death abuses. Oh, so question in chat from David. What's going on with Lordo here? To catch you up, Lordo soft-locked at the end of Palace 3 and is tinkering around with different parts of the game right now, just on save states. No actual race play is occurring on Lordo's screen right now. At this point, this is Justin's race to win. We just need a completed run here. And
Justin is on a fairly good pace. He's within a shot. We're not gonna look at his splits too closely, else people in chat are going to get spooked.
Hey, Light started it. But we're doing, the heck's the name of this? Karok here, and that's not a terrible Karok fight for Justin.
No, pretty good. I think if we were, I don't know, we have too many other sports we're using for comparisons. It's starting to get really convoluted.
Yeah. All right, so Justin's on his way to P5, about to do a strat that I don't like to talk about. I don't like to curse that. I mean, maybe we'll curse PBs all day, but we're not going to curse this next strat coming up. Oh, so and the answer to how did Lordo softlock? He killed Rebonak, the blue IK, when it was off screen, which causes the key at the end of the fight to not drop, and so the screen was just locked, and there's no way to proceed at that point. There's no enemies on screen to force a death to, and the screen is locked, so you can't go left or right, and normally that grabbing that key would unlock the screen, but if it doesn't drop, you're just stuck locked. Couple stabs, a jump that looked a little too far to the left, bad banana. Justin Man misses eco key, so has to walk back and grab the key.
So if it's a straight looking banana, do we just call that a plantain?
There you go, sure. I hear that's a pretty popular snack among NASCAR drivers. No, I have no idea. I don't think so.
I mean, there's a lot of sports where they like to eat bananas because it's just like immediate, easy to process sugar.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Sanchez likes eating hot dogs on the sideline, but yeah, bananas is a good one. I saw Garrett Cole this season eat a banana faster than any man ever should before going back into pitch. So Justin needs to kill a Mago here to be able to get Magic 4 and have jump for the block room. Finally gets a Mago to spawn near him so he can grab Magic 4.
And so Justin, too much banana again. He's in chat. He's paying some attention. And I believe Lordo has officially forfeited and told Justin, just go ahead.
Oh. Yeah, me wrote, I deserve the soft lock, just finish it out, Just. Alright.
And it's interesting, in both of these situations where Lordo had something happen, he was actually in the lead, but it was very close both times. So, you know, we had make two different races where something happened sort of early on that created a ton of separation. So I think right now we're gonna see how well Justin does. Hopefully he finishes strong and get hyped up for Game 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is this isn't the end. We do have, we're going to have the series tied 1-1 upon completion of Justin's run. And that will force a Game 3 for tomorrow night, 9 p.m. here on ZeldaSpeedRuns. And again, yeah, Slammer's mentioning Lordo just wanted a Game 3, and once again, I'm remembering Lordo's joke in Discord about throwing the match to force a Game 3, and here we are.
I guess if you really want to put something as far as like the restarts go, you could say you could make a tennis comparison and say we had a fault on the first one, and then this one is a double fault, and then you lose the point.
Oh, right, yeah. Once you get that second one, yeah, that's the point loss, yeah. So actually, Slammer, earlier there was technical issues on Lordo's side. But at that point, they did decide to re-race. So now we're in race 2, and Lordo had a soft lock in Palace 3, and Lordo did mention in the race time room that he wants to forfeit yet have Justin continue. and finish out this run, and that will make Justin and Lordo each 1-1, 1 game apiece.
And looking at Lordo's stream, I think he might be joining us in the comm booth before too long.
Oh, okay, nice.
I've never noticed that the Thanks a Million is off center.
Oh my gosh. I was just talking about this in my stream the other night. Yeah, you continue. I'm sorry for interrupting. You got me excited. Okay, continue. I apologize.
I was done.
So I had people all complaining to me, why did you have to mention this? Now that I see it, I can never unsee it. So you just did this to a much larger audience now.
I'm tempted to do the math here and to see when we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 spaces on the. Oh, his stream is off, so I can't see it anymore.
Here's the thing. I mean, when they went to center it, they shouldn't have just done it on characters. They should have been centering that on the width of the entire text box there. See what I'm saying? It shouldn't matter that the last character is a period. I see Lordo's in the waiting room, so about to be joined by Lordo here in the booth, and we can hear about frustrations, things not going his way. A moment.
And who is doing commentary for Game 3? I seem to think Enos is. Who else is with him?
I did hear that Enos was signed up, and I don't know who else, but here we are, Lordo.
Hey.
There we go. Hey, Lordo. I mean,
Woo.
you did what you could tonight. Tech and just the game in general, not on your side.
Yeah, I deserved the loss because I got a redo, which I didn't deserve because I just threw a fit because the tech. I threw a fit in that second one. I said, I'm going to forfeit, and then we're going to start game 3 right away. And then I forgot that he has to finish it out, and I was like, oh, now I feel really bad.
Oh, right.
Because he's going to forfeit just because he feels bad. And now I get a second chance at the race, which felt like cheap. So I'm glad that I soft-locked. I was deserving.
I mean, the thing is, it's like tech issues. We were all sympathetic. We didn't want you to have to race with tech issues, and tech issues are completely not your fault. But then
I solved it. So, I was good.
But then the redo, I mean, it makes you sound like a jerk when you say things like this, but soft locks are player error. And so
they are
a little bit of a different story.
I've never gotten that soft lock in my life. I don't even know what it looks like. So to me, he was on screen dying. I was like, oh, that's fine. Makes sense.
Yeah,
and then the key didn't come, so...
I've never seen the soft lock myself. That Rebo, like the IK kept giving you trouble, kept walking off screen, and I think in your head you were probably like, no, not again am I gonna jump on his head and wait on him. I'm gonna take care of this.
It happened last week, I think, in a race, and I was thinking back to this, like, oh no, and I had to block 400 swords, and like, this isn't happening, I gotta kill him now. And then, yeah, that's that.
Unfortunate, but you were victorious race 1 tonight, so you're gonna be 1-1 with Justin, and race 3 is gonna happen tomorrow night.
Yep.
So at least, I mean, if that would have been you out of the tournament, that would have been because of tech issues and soft locks. That'd be a different story. At least we have one more chance at this.
Yeah, we got one more. It seems to be working in phase 3. I don't even know. Retro Tank confuses me. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I was watching race 1 and I didn't understand why that menu kept popping up on your screen. And
I kept messing with stuff. I'm like, oh, it keeps getting blurry every screen. I can't have this because it messed up. Well, it ended up messing up like my Aaron jar and all this. So I have a visual, but at the beginning of the screen, it's blurry. And I'm like, oh, this is messing with my mind. I can't hit this jar.
Man, yeah, that sucks. And not only does that mess with the individual different strats you're trying to do, but then it's just getting in your head and probably messing up everything in between.
Yep. So I'm like, every screen, I gotta unfocus my eyes. I'm gonna be like blind for a half a second. This is great.
All right, Justin's at River Devil, gets the back spawn. See if we can get a good one here. Yeah, all right. First fence skipped.
So it was my observation, Lordo. If I remember last year, I think it was game 2 where you had that soft lock out of P2. Is that right?
Oh yeah, we had it was a soft lock somewhere. I don't remember where, but yeah.
So I was just thinking, how many game 2 game 2s has Lordo played in the last 3 years?
So more than most people, I think.
It's just been a huge string of. Well, I'm not gonna go ahead and say it's bad luck because it is. Even if you could say a soft lock is user error, but that doesn't happen. Like, it can happen, but it just doesn't.
Yeah, first time I've ever seen it, and we got caught by the spawn. Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, especially that particular soft lock, we're all like used to looking at XP amounts as we leave screens, but that one, I mean, I did not see that coming by any means.
Yeah. And that was a really good run. Like, that's what made me feel bad. I'm like, this run's really good, so I feel bad if I win this.
Right. I know, yeah. Instantly you got the bag, you had attack 4, and like Justin still needed to get one more bag, and it was like, this is gonna be perfect if Lordo needs to restart and then just gets attack 4. And Justin doesn't.
Yeah, I feel like a real sleazeball now, like getting them all again.
Yeah.
Well, I think both of these races were actually really tight when it happened. I think you were slightly ahead until you died to that red dire at the beginning of the actual Hammer Cave, and then
God.
Yeah, he kind of passed you at the end. That first run the first game 2 was really rough for both of you.
Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, I was surprised that I won because it felt like the worst game I've ever played in my life. I was like, the first game was so bad. Everything I did, it just like, it didn't matter. The game was like, no.
Yeah,
but it turns out everyone else had a pretty bad race as well, apparently.
Dude was having a really good race until the end, and then started having some bad luck on encounters and things, and ended up with a 75.
That's bad for dude.
True.
Yeah, he was running against old splits, what was it, a 74-30, and he was within a minute for most of the race, and then I think right around, exit and P5, it just started to go kind of haywire.
Maybe me and Jess will do the wall stab strat for this spell door. We'll have like a deal where we both have to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't get the noise, you have to leave and come back in and do it again.
Oh God, no, I won't go that far.
And yeah, when all this happened, and we were kind of watching, and that you weren't immediately forfeiting, we thought maybe that you had looked over at Justin's stream and saw that he was kind of really close to PB pace at the time. That would have been unfortunate if he'd have thrown it away. Although I think he had an eco key miss, and just otherwise hasn't been nearly as clean afterward.
Yeah, I don't watch the stream. I don't even have the chat up usually, so I have no idea what's going on. I'm watching it now, but like typically, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, and my guess, as far as, I mean, it's racer to racer, it's going to be different about whether people watch the restream or not, but my guess for you specifically was you already do things very optimally, risky in some spots, trying to do everything as fast as possible, that if you see you're behind or that you're like even with a runner, there's not a lot you personally could do to speed up your run other than what you're already doing.
This is true. The only thing is like take all the deaths in P4 is the only thing I can think of. Because usually in a race I save one, especially in the last one where I died in P3. I was like, well, I gotta save one now. So.
Very odd encounter pattern for Justin because it looked slinkable, but then the heavy just kind of backed up and then came back toward Link on that first spawn out of Tectite Cave.
I think that was just a straight up random walk. I think his timing was off on the delay.
Yeah, I think he doesn't have the right Tectite math with the fairy yet.
Yeah, Light's saying that too. Just free balling fairy over the non-pits. Yeah, that last pit, you just traverse that pit again, and that's the timing. Now, other runners, like, I don't know, let's talk about me for a second. I don't usually like to watch the restream because I find two things. One, I can become distracted by watching the game at two different locations or two different sets of RNG. It just will confuse me as I can only focus on one. But then also, like, if I end up even with somebody and then I know this, like, I might get nervous and it might affect my gameplay.
This is true. I always assume I'm behind. That helps. I'm like, I'm behind. I got an encounter at Bagoo. I'm gonna lose.
Right. Yeah, staying in that mindset I could see that being helpful. So Justin got 2 red jars in that Canada room. But
I don't want them. I'm rethinking the Aaron jar strat now after I missed it twice too. I'm like, it's not really that free.
I missed it a bunch of times on PB pace the other night and lost 25 seconds in P6.
Yeah, I think I lost 30 seconds in that first race in P6. I was like, what?
Yeah, I think the last race that I did, I messed it up too.
All right, Justin gets it though, so that's the 3rd red jar to show up in this room for Justin. Finally takes the final one.
It'd be funny if he skipped it and just jumped Canada. Like,
I remember when I was, I don't know, I for whatever reason, when I was messing around with P6, I was just thinking, like, if you don't try for the I don't need you jar, like, if you push your encounters to this, you have so many jar opportunities in this place, like, just an obscene amount that you could do some stuff with if you really wanted to, but it's probably not a time save for anybody who's good.
It wouldn't be a time save, but I mean, you're probably going to get a jar if you really optimize how many jars you can get in the palace.
I mean, it is a 50-50. You don't want to be like pushing it to that IK before the fairy lava room, because what if it's a bag at that point? Then you're kind of screwed.
That's it. It's like time to turn around and fall in the lava.
Yeah. All right, fire strat room here for Justin. Looks good.
And he got the ceiling walk coming in too, so there's a nice half-second time save.
Yeah, and he forgot to split on the cross, so it looks like he's plus 230 right now, but
yeah, you got to get rid of those splits on the items. It's not even, you're taking your attention off the game. It's not good.
Justin has so many splits, and if you watch him do PB attempts, it's just constantly, dude, I forgot to split again. You know, it's like, okay, let's pare these down.
Yeah, this guy can't select jump at a gem, so, like, you know, maybe take less splits and just think about jump at the gem. Or every split could just say jump at gem, like that's what they're all named.
And love the Dell keyboard spacebar smash sound for every single split for Justin.
Yeah, it's all like mushy sounding, old. You hear the crustiness of like when he hits the spacebar.
Okay, so I thought maybe that was a sound effect. The actual keyboard, gotcha.
Yeah, that's real hardware. Alright, we got a jump cast. We're gonna see a safe 1 cycle. No, it's gonna be a safe 2 cycle. Unsafe 2 cycle. All right, Barbara's down.
I hope you guys liked my alt route. It was epic, right?
Oh yeah, people were coming in chat like, "Hey, what's happening on Lordo's side? I'm a little curious."
I don't know which alt route is the faster one for one, so I was confused about that. Because there's a different route you can take where you go left immediately, right? And then
I've never done it myself.
I can't do the damage boost one. I can only do the one where you time the heads behind you and jump off it. But I couldn't do that one based on where I fell in the room. So I'm like, well, I gotta reset the whole room.
Yeah, it looks a lot based on like watching somebody like Chroma who does alt route a lot, doing the damage boost versus watching you do the down stab. It just looks so much easier to do the damage boost.
Yeah, I've never done it ever.
Yeah.
I've never done either of them really, but whatever.
Yeah, it's Justin in chat commenting about the fun Barba fight.
Hey, that's the same thing I saw in Justin's practice run last night. So he did practice that. Didn't mean to, but he did.
What if Just gets a T-bird and just forfeits?
Oh God.
Well, forever we'll play.
Never-ending game 2.
Yeah, I love you guys. I just want to let you know that if you were going to play another game 2, I'm probably out.
I was honestly, I was like worried after you forfeited, just thinking like, Justin, please do not soft lock anywhere. Be very careful.
Yeah, it just sucks that he has to play it out when I forfeit. I was just expecting him to take the win somehow, but I guess that's not the rules. So
yeah. All right, gets the skip on the encounter on the way into VOD. I never realized until last night. I watched Justin, and he was walking to the left toward this first forced encounter in VOD, and there was a backspawn behind him, and he turned to the right and took the encounter, and I couldn't understand why, but Light explained that is just so you get that encounter as quickly as possible, which is then going to lead to the next encounter spawning faster, so you can get the skip faster. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, like I never think about this when I'm doing VOD, but I always think about it after. Like, I should have just stood there and took an encounter right away. Somehow, just waited.
Mm-hmm.
But I should. Whatever. It's minuscule. Maybe a second.
It's kind of like on the Swamp Walk into P2, if it looks like you're going to take an encounter, and you're at the point where after an encounter you have a free walk into P2, you might as well, like, instead of going back to the road and then taking a half and maybe another whole encounter, just take the whole encounter at that point and then have the free walk into P2.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this Retro Tink one more shot, though. I think it's working. It's not blurring up now at phase 3, whatever that means. So, hopefully.
So that's what you're going to use tomorrow night for game 3.
Yeah, phase 3 game. It makes sense. That's why it's soft lock because I selected phase 3.
Oh gosh, and speaking of, I kept bringing this up, and because you made a joke in Discord earlier in the week that you were going to force a game 3 by throwing game 2.
It does sound. Don't investigate me, Zelda 2 Commission, please.
This is where Justin would post the think face in chat.
Yeah, that looks mad. Like, that think face is like the maddest thinking person ever. Like, they're just thinking like really mad thoughts, you know?
I want to know what happened in Justice's first game, because his time was
Oh, you don't know what happened.
No, it was not good.
He was 3 XP short in P2. He got a jar drop on the final red IK.
Oh no. So
yeah, so he was down in attack level for the rest of the game, but then took attack 8 after P5. And so then was down life and magic. Finally kind of resolved that on the bridge to Thunder and ended up with, I think it was 8-7-5
Okay. Wow. What about React? React's was even worse, I think.
Yeah, React had a bad start. Didn't get either bubble skip, so was already in a deficit. But then what really was the punch was a death to Guma, which caused a game over to boss Guma in P5.
How about that Guma, though? That was a good Guma. I nailed
Flip it. Put it in Discord.
Trails, he's going to be like, C+. It was okay.
Oh yeah, he was in here and he missed it. I don't think he saw it. That's he needs to see it.
Beakula is giving Justin a hard time there, but makes the quantum leap. Gets out of dodge here.
Other than that, it's been a pretty standard GP so far. No particular issues. Did have a decent VOD split, but VOD always seems, it just depends on how many times you get hit with those beam strats.
Just about making the way down towards the final spicy chicken here to finish things out. So what?
Final boss.
So you have a Retro Tank 5 and then or Pro 5 Pro or Pro 5 or something.
Yeah, whatever. I got an OSSC and I got a Frame Meister. I got them all. So, shoot.
And so you get like some RGB signal out of your NES, and then that goes into Retro Tank, and what that splits to like a digital monitor, but also goes to your capture card.
Capture card. It actually goes through my capture card, and there's a pass-through.
Oh, pass-through.
But it's the same thing. That's basically split.
So anything we see was likely exactly what you saw.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's just blurry, every black screen transition. And it used to only do it at the death abuse, and then it was doing it every screen. I didn't change anything since then. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So annoying. Oh, got the triple hit right off the bat on T-Bird here, and a quick kill. That was nice for Justin.
Yeah.
I always remember he's the only person I know, I think, who tries for the triple right off the bat and gets it most of the time.
I try for the triple as well. But it didn't go so well.
And Justin's casting fire here to go out with some swag.
Darklink hates fire. He gets aggressive. I'm telling you.
In a perfect Dark Link fight for Justin, who wins the race with a 1:16:17.
G. Truly the game.
That was a game.
This is a game of the year.
Yeah, he's talking about the GP there. I think it's a 444. That is a gold split.
Very nice, yeah.
Beautiful. I didn't stand a chance.
Ending strong.
What best GP is 444.44? Justin with the fours. Oh, but now it's 44369.
Nice.
So heck, I'm off. 443. There you go.
All right, so with that, Justin ties it up. We're 1-1 now between Lordo and Justin, forcing a game 3 tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Zelda Speedruns.
Justin's
Oh yeah. Lordo's going to be on the same hardware, so that's going to be some drama there to be looking out for. Hopefully not. But Justin's going to join us here in the booth in just a moment.
He probably needs to go put some pants on.
Yeah, or change them, or I forget what the quote was from last year.
Oh, I remember. It was, I need to change my, well, Justin's here now as well, but I think the quote was, all right, guys, great race. I'm gonna go change my pants and shirt. GG, Jess.
Honestly, this is the least nervous I've been in the whole tournament because it's the last race. I know it's over one way or the other, so like that's probably a bad thing because I've been playing like dog shit. I'm just gonna say it, dude. I've been playing like shit all night. So
Come on.
but
You won the race. What are you talking about? That was a great
you said
game
the
too.
same thing after you won the first race.
Yeah, but come on, your run looked better than you'll watch.
It was
then.
6 seconds, 3 seconds better.
I know. See, you'll watch it then.
God, dude. No, that first run was like a train wreck. I can't think of the last time I had a run that bad. Honestly, like everything plus things I didn't even know could go wrong went wrong.
Dude, both of you were playing like that, like dying to red Dairas left and right. It was.
Did you see the axes I was getting from these Dairas?
Yes.
I had no idea. Like I've never seen the Daira in Medicine Cave. The first red Daira in Medicine Cave. Medicine Cave. He just like threw an axe after like I'm just like walking at him and he just like throws an axe. I'm like, what? Hello? I didn't even know those ones had axes. Like legit, they never throw axes in the cave. There was the Gorilla. I don't remember if it was in the race that got nixed, but the Gorilla in Death Mountain, the blue one, in the like the leftward walking room with the aches and stuff after it. He threw a boomerang when I couldn't even see him yet. Like, dude, this thing came in for my ankles before he was even on screen. I'm like, what?
And then the bat was like in a position I've never seen it in, like way to the left. That was so weird.
Yeah, I was like, where is this? What's this dude doing now? He's like all the way over here, and I'm just... All my DMs were bad. I mean, I guess this one was fine, because I had attack 4, and I think Lordo did too, right? We both had it?
Yeah, I felt the run was going pretty good before I soft locked the game again.
What? Were we close? I feel like we were probably close, because I wasn't having that bad of a run wherever you soft locked, like...
Oh, it was close. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I had a really terrible medicine cave where I got like 3 encounters on the way. I was like, this is awful. But then it went really good from there. And then I soft
somehow on that split, that's where I think I caught up, because like I missed Bubble Skip because I screwed up Magic Cave, which I'm like so mad about. Like that's the one thing I expect myself to not screw up in a run is Magic Cave. But I screwed it up, so I didn't know I didn't know what frame I was on or whatever, so I didn't even go for it. And yeah, I don't know. I just
Did you tell Justin how you soft locked yet?
I mean, I saw his fairy like floating in.
Oh, okay.
Room, so I assumed it was a double KO situation or something. Or killed off screen? Is that what
killed
happened?
off screen.
Okay,
I've never seen it. I didn't know what it looked like. He dies on screen, so I've been lied to, I think.
Oh yeah, no, he just needs to
on
be
the
like more.
screen.
He just needs to be like halfway off. I think you have more leeway on one side than the other. I think the right side maybe has more. He can be further off the screen or something. But
yeah, I had the same pattern where he was like walking to the left as I was bouncing last week. But last week I took like 42 swords, like because I had to run all the way to the right. So I was like, I'm not doing it this time. I'm just killing him right now, and that was the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know what to say about the first run. I don't really want to even like think about that.
That run, yeah, it's the worst run of all time, other than my Guma fight, which was impeccable. So,
Dude, I had a 78. Get out of here.
Dude, if your run was better than mine, I'm telling you.
I like missed every possible thing. Did you see the comment I left in the race room? You see what levels I had?
I heard.
I miscalculated. I don't know why I did it. I thought my drop was not going to happen until out of the palace. So I miscounted by 1. And I'm like, oh, I don't need to get this 100 bag that's on the crumble bridge. Like a dumbass, you know?
I remember thinking,
why was I like 3 XP short or something? I was like something stupid like that. Oh, man.
I remember before in an interview you saying, oh, chat was freaking out that I didn't have enough XP. Come on, guys. I've played a time or two. I know what I'm doing.
I went back in my head and I still don't know where I miscounted because I swear I was 1 earlier and I'm just forgetting an enemy somewhere and I don't know what enemy it is. I have to go back and look. It has to be... I must have forgotten about one of the Goomas. I must have killed the one on the like the last Goomba. I must have killed that one and thought I skipped him or something, or just like assumed I skipped him. I don't remember. But
Right.
Dude,
and then I skipped Magic and Life for some reason. So I'm just literally 612 through all, or 512 through all of P3. I'm like, oh. And then I have to make up all those levels in P4 and 5. I'm like, and then I grabbed the heart after P5 and I'm like, oh, I'm going to make it off the screen in plenty of time, forgetting that it's going to just pop way earlier. So then when it popped, it surprised me. I'm like, oh, attack 8, cool, yoink, like, oh no, I don't want 844 for P6, but that's what we've got, so, yeah, I don't know how I didn't game over, fun. I guess, but it's about all I'm proud of, is not game overing.
I think I would have just DNF'd if that happened to me.
I'm
not prepared for it.
There was about 3 times where I thought of forfeiting, and I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't get last place in the race room.
Well,
that's even more incredible.
I was expecting it.
When the red jar dropped, you did just, like, Link was just still on the screen for almost a 10 count, it felt like, in my head. Like, even a lot probably going through your head, maybe even thinking about forfeiting. That might have been the second time I was pondering it. I mean, probably wasn't seriously pondering it after Death Mountain, but man, that Death Mountain in the first run was so bad, and then in the run that we had to restart, I somehow had a worse Death Mountain, and I took a death, and I'm like,
that's why you DNF. You're like, this run must have sucked. Forget it.
I mean, honestly, I think I was ahead of you going into Death Mountain, but then there's no way I'm ahead of you.
I mean, I would assume you were ahead, because I paused for like 30 seconds in Jump Town, like lost signal. My monitor switched over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured you like took an encounter or something on the way to Jump Town or something. I thought I was just ahead by someone said like 8 seconds in chat or something, I think.
I was changing my RetroTink settings, trying to get this blurriness to stop, and then it dropped the signal completely. And I'm like, what? How do I get it back? And I'm like going through my monitor settings. What button is the right?
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't even. What happened? Is that what happened on the first run? I assume you just like it was like unplayable or some shit.
The first run, it was just turning blurry at the beginning of every screen. Every time it would go black, there'd be like 1 second where it was blurry, because it has to like find the phase or whatever. And I'm like, oh my god, this is distracting me so much. So I tried to fix it mid-second game, and it just made it worse. And then I started dropping signal. I'm like, forget it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's whatever. I maybe would have thought differently about redoing if I was actually on better pace, but I probably not. That's a stupid way to like have to lose a run or whatever.
Yeah,
but I am gonna make you keep the soft lock, because that's on you.
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, I soft locked last year. I think Aaron brought up that like I played more Game 2s than anybody. Like we get all these redos.
Yeah, well, hopefully we put on a better show tomorrow night.
Yeah,
I did get a gold GP on that last run by almost a second.
Congrats on that.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
GP.
443. And I was not expecting it to be gold, because I didn't think it was that. I got hit a few times, right? And like maybe a knockback? I don't know. I mean, everything else was pretty good, but it didn't feel that great, so I don't know. I'm kind of mad my old gold was 44444 though.
Yeah, but now you got a 69 at the end.
Fair.
That's nice.
All right. But with that, Justin Man ties up the series 1-1, forces game 3 tomorrow night, 9 p.m. on Zelda Speedruns. And thank you to Zelda Speedruns for tonight's restream.
Absolutely. Thanks for sticking around.
I might try out some new settings like right before the race and just screw everything up.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
That's Perfect. A great idea.
Maybe like mess with that like tonight or like when you wake up tomorrow.
So let's say here's the thing. That's baseball's problem, not mine.
That's
We could both just race a different game or something on a different console if you want. Make it hilarious.
Okay. Are you gonna do Isaac or Space Isaac?
No, we can just do a game we've never played or something that's on like PS2 or some crap. I don't know.
Oh, you could do like NASCAR '98.
Everyone would be like, "What is this?" Oh,
No,
it's the
we gotta get
championship
to
match.
we got to get to P3 and soft lock, and then we both boot up NASCAR 98 simultaneous.
It's like a relay race. Oh man, that's so good.
Sorry, we got carried away with some NASCAR talk during the race because we were trying to
Yeah, I
find
had
even more
chat up, I
sports
saw
to
that.
compare the Minecraft room to.
Terrible Minecraft this day for me, and I'm disappointed.
I think my Minecrafts were okay. No issue. Maybe that was one of my glowing spots. I missed Eco Key all the time. I keep doing like this mega banana. I don't know what's wrong with me. I keep turning too soon, and just like it just looks like a literal reverse C. Like too much.
There's one more, bad thing I wanted to point out, Justin.
Oh, go for
Although, you guys were about maybe 7 seconds apart until Helmet Head on that last run.
Yeah. That's when I wrote, watch this in chat. Just to be funny.
I'm gonna watch it, and not the second one or the third. I don't care about those. Just the first.
The first race?
Of course.
Just cover my screen with tape,
that's what I want to see.
No, you don't. No, there's nothing there that you want to see.
If you're looking for a highlight from the first race, watch what Dude does in the P5 block room.
Oh boy.
All right, noted.
I think it's the fastest I've ever seen it.
And watch
you
my
get, like
Guma.
an instant 2 and then upstab or something.
Make sure you watch that Guma fight.
I had bad Gumas too.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna probably rewatch these until after tomorrow's race. I'm assuming,
I don't want to. I don't want to mess with the feng shui of my brain right now.
Yeah, I'm done with Zelda 2 till 9 o'clock tomorrow night. I'm just saying.
One thing you
I'm
should
waking
do,
up
Justin,
at 8:30.
practice that Tektite cave return so you know which.
Yo! I thought someone told me in my chat the other day it's 6 or 7 tiles. And
No.
I didn't do enough.
Oh,
when
I
I was doing a run the other day and I didn't do enough. Like, what is
the final gap? Just retraverse that final.
How many
gap.
tiles is it?
It's like 4 or 5.
Okay, because that's what I thought I did in the run the other night. I thought I did 5, and it still gave me a random walk.
You guys don't do the music? What's wrong with you?
I could just do the music too. But hold on. Music means you have to make sure you don't screw up the other cave like at all, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
I
Not
don't
that
ever
it's
screw
that
it up.
hard. Yeah,
I mean-
you're not gonna really screw that up. But even if you lose like a beat's worth of frames, right? I'd rather just know how much I have to move the fairy, because I'm done with fire and I'm done with jump and I'm done with nothing. I'm ferrying over those things now. I'm done.
I'm done in general. I'm about to go change my pants. So
All right.
With
get outta
that,
here.
please give both of our runners a follow if for some reason you aren't following them already. Comms as well, Aaron, Chosen. Thank you both for the race and a half. Sorry, we don't pay overtime for this one, but appreciate you putting in the extra work. Thank you very much.
no, thank you.
Thought I at least got the 1.5 times my $0 pay.
You know what? I will pay that every damn day of the week.
Oh yeah.
Keep an eye on the schedule. Again, Game 3 finals tomorrow, 9 Eastern, as was mentioned, will be here on the main channel. Plenty of other things going on as well. Any final thoughts before we head on out for tonight?
Retro
Go
Tink.
Pats.
It's worth it, baby. Get a Retro Tink 5X. You just set it and forget it. You don't have to change any settings. It just works. That's what they say.
Jets are going down tomorrow, Chosen.
Oh come on. You had to go there. Can't wait.
Hold on.
Can't
on. That's not even a hot take. Just come up with a hot take, all right?
How is that not a hot take? They have a better record than the Pats right now.
It's the Jets.
I know, but still, it's Mac Jones and whoever that, like some trash can leading the offensive coordinator, like Joe Judge or Matt Patricia or whatever. All that load of crap.
On
Yeah.
that note, we're gonna duck out for the night.
All
Thank
right.
you very much, everybody. See you all again tomorrow. Everyone, stay safe out there, and have a good night.
Thank
Later.
you. Good night.